Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here, and just when we thought today couldn't get better for the Calgary Flames and involves the Montreal Canadiens, as Calgary has traded Sean Monahan to the Montreal Canadiens. Details are still not there yet, but before we get started talking about this, hit that sub button, hit that like, hopefully going for 5 likes on this video. Now, like I said, Montreal is acquiring Sean Monahan from the Calgary Flames. There's a problem with this. Montreal doesn't have the cap room for Sean Monahan, and Calgary doesn't have the cap room to keep some salary, unless if it's like 500,000 to $1 million. They can, depending on Kadri's term on his deal. So, we know Kadri signed a 7-year deal. We know Sean Monahan's a Montreal Canadien. But where's this money coming from? As I'm speculating by myself that is there a third team involved in this? Or did Montreal actually trade someone away to somewhere else that no one knows about yet because it's not official? That could be a thing. As I know, Josh Anderson's name's been up there. Jonathan Drouin. But before we get into this all speculation stuff, this is a great deal by both teams. Like Calgary just signed Nazem Kadri, need a cap room, and the Montreal Canadiens have been looking for that first line center since Saku Koivu, give or take. And depending on Monahan's hip, if Monahan is the player he was before this whole hip injury, this is a steal for Montreal. Gets their first line center. Calgary had to move him out. But if it's the Calgary Flames Monahan of the last 2.5 years with all the hip injuries, then Montreal doesn't really get that top line center because his good years will be behind him. He was drafted in 2013, so he is, 27, 28, and he does have good years still left if this hip injury doesn't play a factor into that. As I'm looking to see, there's still nothing about the trade here. Let's go look at TSN. Yeah, Sean Monahan was drafted 6th overall in the 2013 draft. He has 462 points in 656 games. That is literally pretty good pace considering the last 2 years. We'll go look at those stats the last 2 years here. He has 23 points in 65 games last season, 28 points in 50 this season before, 48 and 70. This guy can score 60 to 80 points easily, but the last 2 years, it's just been riddled seasons. With Tkachuk, Lindholm, and Gaudreau, Monahan got off that Gaudreau line and didn't really perform afterwards, as you see Tyler Toffoli snipes on top shelf. Hasn't really performed well with the line mates he had in Calgary too. So if Montreal can put this guy with Cole Caulfield and whoever else, Monahan can score 40 plus points easily. Can be that center that teams want. His face-off percentage last year was 53%. He's a 50.4% face-off guy throughout his career, which is solid. And he does have playoff experience. We're in 30 playoff games. He has 21 points. He can score in the playoffs, and that's what Montreal needs to boost. But this all depends on if Monahan is healthy. If Monahan's not healthy anymore, this is a bust for the Calgary Flames. Could put him on the LTIR, which could be the reason why they traded for him. Maybe there's something we don't know yet. That's a possibility, as there is a tweet. And no, that's just TSN tweeting that Monahan's a have. And there's still no word yet on who Montreal got traded for him. Yeah, this is it's taking a while, so there might be some other moving parts to this trade, but we'll get that later if that comes out, as the Montreal Canadiens have acquired center Monahan, Sean Monahan from the Calgary Flames. This is a move by the Flames that they needed to make room for Nazem Kadri and whatnot. So I hope you guys have a safe day. Great trade for Montreal if Monahan can stay healthy. You know, Calgary had to do it, probably didn't want to, but to get a guy like Nazem Kadri who put up 80+ points last year, Stanley Cup champion, it was well worth it. You guys stay safe out there. I'll catch you on the next one.